Hi there, Neil Livingstone here. Today I'd like to talk about interviews, what questions to ask and what to look for. In terms of my experience with interviews, I've unfortunately sat on in many interviews, and particularly early in my career, I find that most people want to focus on someone's technical expertise or industry experience or both. And the interviews, as a result, are very boring, and there is no opportunity or very little opportunity to understand what makes that person tick and see if they're going to fit in with your team. So, what do I look for? There's really only two main attributes that I look for in someone. Someone that's action orientated. Um, Business success is always rooted in action, so people that take regular and consistent action and they're self-motivated to do that will have a track record of success, and they will add value to your business. The second attribute that I look for is they are in touch with uh, what I call their hot buttons around what they really want, what they really desire, and they highly desire those things. Because why do I look for this attribute? If that's evident in someone and you can pull that out in the interview, it means that you'll be able to motivate them and align your interests with theirs uh, to get the results that you desire and the results that they desire. If someone isn't highly motivated to get a result for themselves, they're definitely not going to get a result for you. So I'm going to just flick to a few slides in my masterclass from my masterclass and go through this in a little bit more detail. Okay, so like I said, um, just like customers, employees don't really care about you or your business, not even the good ones. They care about what is the outcome that you or your business can help them create or give them. Okay, so it's super important that you spend time when you're interviewing people to join your business, that you understand what are the outcomes or the results that they're looking for. Um, and you know, when people think of a job or they hear the word job, their normal emotional reaction is not a positive one. So people aren't looking for a job. They're not looking for a job description. They're looking to be for results. And I'm going to go to the typical results that I see people wanting in a second. But first, I'm just going to cover this point. Every employee is different. So unfortunately, an interview process and the questions you ask will differ every time because people have different desires and they want different outcomes and results. Everyone's favorite radio station, if you haven't heard this expression already, is WIFM, which is what's in it for me. And once you find people's WIFMs or their hot buttons, you should then focus, dial in on that, and concentrate all of your communication around that, so you can align what they want to what you want. So here are 9 common results that people, or particularly good people in my experience, want. Now, there are more than 9. These are the ones that I see more often than not, and this is why every employee is different. They all prioritize these in a different order. So the number one there on the top left is massive financial reward for delivering results. When I find that someone is highly motivated in this area, this is a good thing, because it allows you to then get some alignment between giving them that, the result they want, and the result that you want. People also want autonomy. They like to be able to make mistakes and learn from them, make decisions and take risks. They also like managing other people, or being afforded the opportunity to do that and develop their leadership skills. And this obviously increases their market value. This is why they want to do it. And the same in relation to their skills growth, the training that you can provide, and the career pathway that you can provide. Now, career pathway is very important, particularly for people in the first half of their careers. For example, when I joined PricewaterhouseCoopers out of high school, this was probably my number one hot button. That, and also getting a transfer overseas, which you can see there is at the bottom right, which I did, and I worked in Europe for 5 years. Another hot button, flexibility of hours or locations, so that people can really organise their life, particularly have families. Regular and meaningful access to leaders and mentors that they respect. Do not underestimate this as a hot button for people. It may not always be their number one, but you'd be surprised how often it's a high priority. Related to that is obviously being associated with successful brands and people that will enhance someone's CV, particularly if they're in the first half of their career. Regular challenges. People love being challenged. Good people, they like being part of a successful and a winning team. And this more and more these days is coming up the priority list. People want a fulfilling experience. And like I said before, overseas work is attractive to some people as well, as is other industry perks that each industry can offer. So the questions, you need to be asking questions that really cover each of these. And there is nothing that's stopping you, for example, even laying these out in front of someone and saying, I want to actually find out which of these drives you, and try and get some sort of sense, and just be open about it and go through it. And then the questions are about just making sure that, because they may not have done this themselves outwardly, so they might find this a little challenging and need these questions to clarify it, not just for you, but for them. And if you can do that in an open and an honest way, you'll see them light up. You will see one of the things that I've seen happen many times is when you ask one of these questions or these areas, you've hit a hot button when they go, good question, and they you can see them light up. Their body language picks up, their energy picks up, and they get really engaged and they start talking. So what you really want at the end of the interview is to feel like you really get them, and just as importantly, they get you, and then you've got an opportunity to bridge the gap. And by that I mean take the information that that you really understand the results they want and the priority of those results. You can then talk to them about how you can help them, how you can tailor the role, the remuneration, the incentives, all around that. You don't want to be offering someone, like when I joined PricewaterhouseCoopers, the money was secondary, and they knew that, and they gave me what I really valued. And for them, they could offer me an okay salary. They didn't have to pay above the market because I valued what else they were giving them. So you can save money by getting this right, but more importantly, you can get alignment of results, and for me, that's the key. So, hopefully you've got some value out of that. Now, there's some other ways that I can help you if you haven't seen them already. So, below this video, there's a few links. One of them is to my masterclass, which I will just go back to now. You can see it there on screen. That is a step-by-step system that shows you in detail how to really build a good 5-star team around you. I've also got an ebook called the 5-Star Employee Attraction System, which does a very similar thing, but it's not as detailed as my masterclass. And then lastly, I have a LinkedIn group called How to Attract Rockstar Employees. You can go into LinkedIn and simply search that in groups. You'll find it. There's lots of free information in there, and you can ask questions and collaborate with like-minded business owners. And lastly, you can jump on a call with me. There's links below to my calendar if you'd like to see how I can help you more. Thanks for listening.